Hello and welcome to the Bellefleur Tire Shop Grand Falls Greenfoot Rapids pregame show. It is October 17th, which means the Edmundston Blizzard are in town to face off against the Grand Falls Rapids tonight. It's a big game, two division rivals clashing, and the Rapids looking to avenge their last Thursday's 4-2 loss in Edmundston. This is going to be a big one. Now, if you believe the stories, it's a tale as old as time, two rivals that do not like each other. That's one storyline. Now, on the other side of that, it's a dominant team that is ready to climb to the top of the standings. Now, we are going to get into the stats a little bit here, and then we'll talk more about that. So, as always, we saw that the Grand Falls Rapids 7-3-1 on the season. The Blizzard, on the other hand, struggled a little bit, but won their last few games in a row, 5-5-0-1 on the season. Darian Thompson leading the way for the Blizzard in goals. With 7, Nathan Plemanal-Michaud, on the other hand, leading the Rapids in goals with 6. Noah Bro leading the Blizzard in assists with 8. Zachary Michaud, the youngster, with 10 goals. And then Darian Thompson leading the Blizzard in points with 13. Zachary Michaud leading with 14. So as you can see, points-wise, these two teams are pretty evenly matched. This is where it gets a little bit different, right? Where it gets a little bit dicey. So their goals for, significantly different. The Rapids have 46. The Blizzard have 38. Now their goals against are very, very similar. So the Rapids have actually allowed more goals against than the Blizzard this season, only 31 goals. So that's a 7-goal differential compared to a 12-goal differential for the Rapids. So that's something that it's no secret that their offense has been producing a crazy amount, but it's something that I think you can just attest to the fact that this team is full of stars. It doesn't matter what line they're playing on. They can basically score at will. So there's that, and then you get into their special teams, right? The Blizzard have a 16.3 penalty or power play percentage, rather, which ranks 4th in the East Link North Division. The Rapids considerably have gotten better on the power play in recent days. 21.1% on the power play, 2nd in the East Link North Division. Then you look at the penalty kill stats. Power kill, I almost said. The penalty kill stats, the Blizzard leading the way with 88.6%, 1st overall in the East Link North Division, and then you get to the Rapids, 84.6%, which ranks 4th. Now, this is one I know that a lot of people have been talking about all week. Yes, it's Edmundston Grand Falls, and it's going to be one to watch. The game of the night, I think it's going to be. So you know what you're getting with these two teams. It's going to be a very physical matchup. These are, like I said, two teams that just cannot stand each other, and it's been a rivalry that's the beginning of time, right? Not just, we talked about that earlier in the season when Edmundston faced off against Grand Falls for the very first time this season. These are two towns, not just hockey teams, but two towns that do not like each other. The fans, it's good to see the fans getting into a nice little healthy competition. Of course, it doesn't go overboard. They know their limits. And, of course, the Rapids fans know theirs. But, see, that's something that is just such an exciting part of this whole rivalry to watch. Not just the players on the ice, but the fans. You see them getting into little competitions as well. It's just something it's so special. And every time you see these rivalry games, it's just that much better. So, storylines for the game. The Rapids remain unbeaten at home so far this season. On October 10th, they were playing in Edmundston, and the Blizzard beat them 4-2. So the Rapids looking to avenge that loss, of course. Now, in the season series so far, it's tied 1-1. The Rapids have the lone home win against the Blizzard earlier in the season. It was the 2nd game of the year. And, of course, then the Blizzard would even it up last Thursday on their home ice. So there is obviously a little bit of a history with the trade. You know that Nathan Plemanal-Michaud came over last season, and he's contributed a lot for the Grand Falls Rapids, leading the way in goals like we just talked about in the tail of the tape. And he's a guy who's going to be a big X factor in this game as well, especially against his former team. He's going to want to get a couple of goals on the board early, and he will be in the lineup tonight. So that's one guy who's been a super, super effective player. He had a couple of shorthanded breakaway opportunities in Edmundston on Thursday as well, last Thursday. And he loves to score against them, especially on when it comes to the special teams. So a couple of things to watch for the Rapids. Obviously, we know that their home record undefeated. Adam Lecor has been absolutely dialed in. You've seen him the last few games, especially on home ice. When he gets hot, he gets hot. And you've seen the goaltenders on both sides, make some spectacular saves in the last few games. But with Adam Lecor, I find when he gets dialed in, and sometimes it takes, it takes a little bit for him to do it, but when he gets dialed in, he gets hot and he does not stop. That is what we're going to be looking out for tonight for the Rapids. We're looking for him to steal a game, obviously, and you're looking for the boys to continue on and make that push for offense early in the game. So another thing is penalties. Yes, you have a team who is decent on the penalty kill, and they've done a great job. But on the other hand of that, even though Edmonton's power play may not be the top in the division, it's still going to be deadly. And we saw all season last season, and so far the 2 games that the Rapids have played earlier this season, they got into a little bit of penalty trouble, and it eventually led to at least 1 power play goal in each game, and that's something that they want to avoid 100%. You do not want to get caught up in taking those penalties. So with the Blizzard, they are a team that can impose their will basically anytime. So you gotta, I think in the first 5 minutes of that game, first 5-10 minutes of the game, you really have to establish your dominance over this team, because this, again, is a team that will not stop. They're relentless on the puck. They love to get into the corners, and they're a very, very physical team that will not sit back on their heels while you generate some offense. So they have another really good, solid goaltender as well, Cedric Massey, who I'm not sure if he'll play tonight. We'll see in just a little while. But this is going to be another big opportunity for Edmonton as well. So their power play, albeit, like I said, not the strongest, can still do a little bit of damage as well, stay out of the penalty box. But, man, this is a clash of styles, right? You have 2 teams that are terrific defensively, right? Edmonton, of course, has struggled this season, but has very solid goaltending and some decent defenders. Grand Falls, on the other hand, generating a lot more offense, has a really solid goaltender, just all around great defense as well. So they are very well rounded. Now, not to say that this team or this game can't go either way, but on paper, Grand Falls has the advantage. Now, that said, they've got to come out strong. Right? They got to come out in those first 5 minutes and generate those scoring chances, get on the board, and make sure that you're not allowing the first goal within the first 2 minutes, like they did in the previous 3 games before Yarmouth came to town, and they, of course, are coming off of a win as well. So you really just want to make sure that you're getting those shots on net, get to them early, because if it is Massey that's playing, you want to make sure that you're getting into his head, because he's another one of those goaltenders who, if you don't get that first goal on him and he gets hot, it's going to be real tough to crack him. And that's something that we've seen already this season, and it's not something that you really want to go and to mess around with. So something that you can talk about, and that I do want to talk about here, is fans. Okay? Make some noise. You know that Edmonton's going to come and bring their sound and cheer when their team scores, but I know you can be louder. We all know you can be louder. So let's try tonight and make sure that you're going to be out cheering the Blizzard. Make sure that you're not getting out cheered in our own barn. Just be loud, be proud, support your boys, and make sure that you are there in your seats. If you're not there, watch on the broadcast. I will be on Flow Sports as well, and it's going to be an epic game. So that's where we sit in terms of the game. It's going to be fun. The Rapids have a big weekend ahead of them. They got the Pictou County Weeks Crushers coming on Sunday, and then they're on the road to Bathurst next Friday. The bus trip. That's another thing. If you haven't got your tickets for the bus trip already, make sure to do it. It's going to be a really fun trip. $70 gets you the bus fare and your ticket to the game. It's going to be super, super, super fun. You do not want to miss that trip. I'm telling you, you're going to love it. So that's it for that game. Now, I want to move into the next portion, and I know that's something that we did not get to do last week, was the Rapids Heat Index. So it's going to be something that we are going to continue doing. I'm thinking probably on the Friday episode of each pregame show, we're going to unveil the Rapids Heat Index for the week. So without further ado, I've kept you waiting long enough. This is the Rapids Heat Index for the week of October 10th. So as you can see, the Rapids Heat Index player of the week is none other than the captain of the Grand Falls Rapids, Jonah Leard. Played 3 games last week, had a goal and 3 assists, did a tremendous job at finding the back of the net in more ways than one. So it's something that I'm sure he's very proud of, and I know that we're all very proud of as well. So, you have star talent on this roster, right? You have your leaders, you have your talent, you have your defensemen. But when it comes to playmakers, I think some of the best playmakers that I've seen so far this season, definitely Jonah Leard, Zachary Michaud, and Nathan Plemadomichaud. That first line, hands down, the best playmakers that we've seen on this team so far. Such a terrific mind in terms of the way that he sees the ice from the offensive perspective. He's a guy who you put Jonah on any line on the ice and he will make that play. And he is going to basically drive that line. That's exactly what he did in these last 3 games. Had a goal in the game against Miramichi. Had a couple of really good plays in the game against Edmundston, and then, of course, had 3 assist last game against the Yarmouth Mariners as well, which was just fantastic from him and very, very worthwhile to watch him play as well. So, again, Jonah Leard, the Rapids Heat Index player of the week. We're going to come back next week on this. We're going to come back the next home game, and it's going to be a brand new Rapids player on the Heat Index. Keep your eyes out, and let me know in the comments who you think is going to be on the Rapids Heat Index next week as well. With that being said, I'm going to wrap it up. We are just about to approach game time here, but this is going to be a really fun game. If you're not planning on attending the game tonight, make sure to be watching on Flow Sports. I've got the call with you up in the booth. 7 o'clock sharp is when puck drops. You do not want to miss this game. For those who are coming, make some noise, out-cheer the Blizzard fans, and make sure that you are there supporting your Rapids through every goal, every hit, every shot. You know what to do. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit the little bell notification for all future content, and make sure you are tuned to the channel for all things exciting that are coming. We'll see you in the Bellefleur Tire Shop Grand Falls Rapids post-game show coming up immediately after the game.